750,000 eBay sellers have signed a petition to persuade the EU to stop companies blocking certain goods from being sold online. The auction site says growing numbers of manufacturers are using competition laws to stop people from selling their goods online. It wants the law changed to prevent it. Well, Chris Dawson writes a blog called Tamebay, which offers advice about how to sell online. He signed the petition. Chris, you also sell on eBay as well. What is your business?
Yeah, I sell second-hand computer goods and also jeans online. And I think it's fantastic that 750,000 people have called upon the European Parliament to stop restrictive trade practices. And what I mean by that is certain brands saying, well, we don't want you supplying your goods in this manner or at that price, and price fixing, as you know, is illegal. And just to allow business people like myself to supply the goods at the price that consumers want to actually purchase them.
So give me an example of what you're trying to do. You're trying to buy some branded jeans and they're not letting you sell them, or what's happening?
There's lots of examples, and it's not necessarily the luxury brands that you might expect. It's everyday brands like baby equipment, like pushchairs, or clothes, or boots. And brands are saying, well, you can supply our goods, but only if you've got a high street store as well, or you can supply them in your high street store, but we don't want you selling them online.
Do you think that's outdated?
100%. If you own products, then you should be allowed to supply them. And for the consumer, you should be allowed to buy them at the price that you want to buy them. And it doesn't just affect you when you're actually buying stuff. As a consumer, say your wife gives you some aftershave for Christmas and it's a brand that you don't really like. Why shouldn't you be allowed to sell that product that you actually own and to resell it online and get your money back?
Well, you know, what if I haven't heard of your store? Why should I trust you to give me the goods? I can kind of see their argument. If you're selling through bona fide retail chains that you know about, that perhaps have an eBay presence themselves, you know you're going to get what you're asking for. But if I've never heard of your store, that may not be the case.
I can see your point, but a lot of consumers will take a decision, and they may buy based on the buying experience. They may want to go to a retail store and have an assistant help them, or they may simply want to buy that product at the best possible price, which a lot of the time may actually be on the internet, although sometimes, because there's delivery charges, it may be from a store. But it's also about cross-border trade, buying from maybe Europe. You may be able to buy the product cheaper in Germany or France than you can in the UK. And why should those brands be allowed to restrict you from buying from where you want with the experience that you actually want to purchase in?
Chris, thank you for coming in and talking to us about it.
It's a pleasure.